There's a growing and insidious trend in right-wing media, broadcast, print, and social media. It is to take highly misleading and selectively edited videos of President Biden directly from Republican National Committee social media accounts and then use those videos to spread messages virally to cast doubt on President Biden's fitness for office. Here is this headline from the New York Post, quote, Biden appears to freeze up, has to be led off stage by Obama at Megabucks LA fundraiser. The full video posted by Biden finance chair on Twitter shows something entirely different. Biden reacting to applause and then walking off stage with former President Obama.
A few moments later.
Top Hollywood stars who previously backed the president are now also suggesting Biden step aside, including George Clooney, who headlined that fundraiser with the president just a few weeks ago. Now, in a new op-ed, Clooney is writing, quote, the Joe Biden I was with 3 weeks ago at the fundraiser was not the Joe big expletive deal Biden of 2010. He wasn't even the Joe Biden of 2020. He was the same man we all witnessed at the debate. Now, a Biden campaign source telling the New York Times that the president stayed for over 3 hours at that fundraiser while Clooney took a photo and quickly left. This is the same fundraiser where former President Barack Obama appeared to usher Biden off the stage after it looked like he froze.
All right, guys, so it is official. The Democrat Party is actively trying to stage a coup against Joe Biden. They're actively trying to overthrow democracy within their own party because they're trying their best to have Joe Biden removed. And the reason why you know this is because Joe Biden has come out numerous times and said, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to stay in power. I'm not giving it up. I'm not the presumptive nominee. I am the nominee. However, Democrats don't seem to agree with this idea that Joe Biden is the nominee. In fact, Democrats have come out and implied that Joe Biden's decision hasn't been made yet, aka we've already made a decision for Joe Biden to step down. We just really haven't convinced him that this is what he should do yet, but it's coming, right? Joe Biden's decision is coming. And one of the ways in which the Democrats are conducting the coup against Joe Biden is through public pressure. Okay, you have the mainstream liberal media in full force coming out against Joe Biden. They're all covering Joe Biden's cognitive condition on a daily basis. They're giving it the Trump treatment, right? And you also have celebrities, Hollywood celebrities, actors like George Clooney, who is a Democrat Party operative. He's come out and written a op-ed in the New York Times, which is also anti-Biden at this point, basically demanding that Joe Biden step aside, okay? Because apparently at that fundraiser that Joe Biden held with George Clooney, everybody, all the Democrats in the room knew that something was wrong with Joe Biden, although the mainstream liberal media was telling us that it was a cheap fake, that what we all saw was not real, okay? Obama dragging Joe Biden off stage, helping him off stage, was not anything to be concerned about. Turns out that everybody in that room, everybody that was at that event knew that something was wrong with Joe Biden, including George Clooney, and these people said nothing about it. In fact, they came out and they lied to the media. They gaslit the American people to believe that, oh, no, what you saw, that video you saw was a nothing burger. It's just a right-wing conspiracy. It's just a cheap fake. But again, they all knew the truth behind closed doors.
If President Biden does withdraw from the race, replacing him at the top of the ticket could be chaotic. But here's what a top Biden fundraiser and longtime supporter, George Clooney, said about that in his op-ed this morning. Would it be messy? Yes, democracy is messy, but would it enliven our party and wake up voters who, long before the June debate, had already checked out? It sure would. The short ramp to Election Day would be a benefit for us, not a danger. John Favreau and David Axelrod are back with me. Ax, what do you think about that argument?
That is devastating. That's devastating.
Yeah, and
and it's what people fear.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was going to ask John about, because John, you were at that fundraiser as well. I don't know if you spent as much time with President Biden as George Clooney did, since he was one of the hosts. But that, I'm totally with you, David. That quote was like, wow.
I mean, it was not surprising to any of us who were at the fundraiser. I was there. Clooney was exactly right. And every single person I talked to at the fundraiser thought the same thing, except for the people working for Joe Biden, or at least they didn't say that. But I remember my wife, Emily, turned to me after the fundraiser and said, what are we going to do? I mean, and I said, well, there's a debate in a week. Either he'll do well in the debate and we'll think, well, he was just tired because he flew all the way back from Europe and that'll be that. Or he'll be like this at the debate and then the whole country will be talking about it. And so here we are.
Wow. You can chalk up another point, another score for team conspiracy, guys. Because these people are coming out and saying, yeah, we all knew. Everybody that was there knew that something was wrong with Joe Biden. But the Democrats, the Biden campaign, they obviously were trying to cover for Joe Biden. And the mainstream liberal media came out and did the same exact thing, even though everybody there knew that something was off, okay? That Joe Biden was in bad shape. And now after the fact, they want to come out and they want to talk about it. But they covered it up initially when people were calling it out. This is why I can't give these people any credit for this, right? This is why I laugh. People say, why are you laughing at what's happening to this country right now? Well, I'm not laughing at what's happening to the country. What's happening to the country is sad. But I am laughing at what's happening to the Democrat Party because the collapse of their party is deserved, okay? Because their lies, their deceit, their misinformation, their disinformation, their gaslighting, their hatefulness, their corruption is finally catching up to them in the worst way possible. It doesn't matter what it is. All the things that Democrats have come out and supported is now backfiring on them, whether it's DEI. They can't even switch Joe Biden out because nobody believes that the DEI vice president can actually be president of the United States. Whether it's the fact that Democrats love to overthrow democracy within their own primaries. The fact is that during their primary, they did not give Joe Biden's opponents a fair chance of actually taking down Joe Biden. They didn't want to hold a real primary to actually replace Joe Biden. And because they didn't do that, they're stuck. Whether it be the political persecutions of Trump, all they got was a conviction for the hush money trial that nobody cares about. And guess what? Trump raised over, $200 million from that in campaign funds. Whether it be lying on behalf of Joe Biden in his mental condition. Now, all of a sudden, people are saying that, oh, Democrats have lied about this the whole time. Whether that be Democrats supporting the violence that is happening in this country from left-wing extremist groups like BLM, when it was useful for them when it came to taking down Trump. Now, all of a sudden, these same individuals that they supported being violent have now turned against the Democrats because of what's going on in Israel and Gaza. It doesn't matter what it is. All of these things are backfiring on the Democrats. This is what I try to tell you guys about politics. The pendulum always swings the other way. And in this case, for Democrats, the pendulum not only is swinging the other way really hard with some crazy momentum, but also at the worst possible time. Okay, there is no worse possible time than right now for what's happening to the Democrats. And it is glorious to see. Again, it sucks that the country is suffering. But unfortunately, this is what it takes for people to realize how messed up this party is. How corrupt this party is. Again, I hate it, right? I hate that you got to actually touch fire to believe that it burns. But unfortunately, we live in a country where probably at least half of the country needs to touch fire to believe that it burns. It really sucks. But I am enjoying the collapse of the Democrat Party. So apparently this coup against Joe Biden is being conducted by Obama, right? People are saying that George Clooney would not have come out and put out this op-ed unless he got the go-ahead from Obama. So now the word on the street is that Obama is behind the coup. And now it's getting really, really, really interesting because if Obama's behind this coup, then this is going to tear the Democrat Party apart, okay? I mean, they're going to be in pieces, shambles, if it is true that Obama is behind the coup against Biden. In fact, you have Joe Scarborough, who seems to be upset, right, that Obama is orchestrating this coup, allegedly orchestrating this coup against Joe Biden.
I will say one thing that we do have to underline here, just so viewers can follow what's going on behind the scenes, is the Biden campaign and many Democratic officials do believe that Barack Obama is quietly working behind the scenes to orchestrate this. And if Joe Biden believes that, that's not going to get him out of the race any faster. Anytime David Axelrod attacks him, David Axelrod ensures that Joe Biden will dig himself in another day.
I mean, that's basically what Obama's
anytime the pod bros say something nasty about Joe Biden, which they have repeatedly said nasty things about Joe Biden before the debate, after the debate. Every time they do that, he digs in a little bit further. The pathway to Joe Biden graciously stepping aside does not go through the Obamas or the Clintons. It just doesn't. Again, as I said, because some people don't understand, I'm not talking about what ought to be. I'm talking about what is. And this is the reality. Jonathan Lemire, Joe Biden is deeply resentful of his treatment under not only the Obama staff, but also the way he was pushed aside for Hillary Clinton. He's deeply resentful of those trying to shove him out of the way. He's always felt like an outsider, always felt like people have looked down upon him. And that's why I said at the top of the show, and people who know him best say, the only people that can talk to him are Nancy Pelosi, Ted Kaufman, Chris Dodd, John Kerry, Ron Klain, of course, Jim Clyburn, and members of the Biden family.
And hold on one second. It's not just resentment. He's been right. He's proven them wrong.
Well, a lot of these same
it's
people.
Like you guys are wrong.
A lot of these same people have mocked and ridiculed him. You can look at David Axelrod's quotes through the years. They mocked and ridiculed him on his way to victory in 2020.
Yeah, President Biden, his whole political career, he talks about this. He feels like he's been underestimated, and that fuels his success, that he has been knocked down. He's suffered a number of setbacks. He's candid about it. And each time he gets himself back up and he forges forward. He talks about how as an Irishman, he proudly holds grudges. He doesn't let them go. And he uses that as fuel. And you're right to highlight the 2015, 2016 decision when Obama decided to support Hillary Clinton instead of his own vice president, Joe Biden, for the presidential nomination that year. That's something that has eaten at Biden ever since.
Yeah, so apparently the Bidens and the Obamas and the Clintons don't all get along, right? Because, again, politicians are narcissists, right? And because they're all narcissists, because they're all power hungry, they don't know how to share power, right? They are all about themselves, and they don't want to do what's best for the country or what's best for the party or whatever, right? They want to do what's best for themselves. So you have a situation, again, ironically, in which these same people were going after Trump because Trump refused to let go of power, right? This is what they were saying. And now 4 years later, you have Biden essentially refusing to let go of power, even though it seems as if he's not cognitively fit enough for office. So now you have the Democrats trying to overthrow democracy within their own party because Joe Biden won't step down after they told us that, oh, no, you have to accept the outcome of the election results. Doesn't matter if you have a problem with it. You have to accept it. But Democrats seem to not want to accept the outcome of the Democrat primary that they, the party elites, basically engineered to be in Biden's favor. They don't want to accept that. They say, no, we don't want to accept that, right? We don't want to accept these votes that people cast for Joe Biden. We want him out because we don't think he can win. The hypocrisy is stunning. Again, it shows you that when Democrats come out here and talk about protecting our democracy, what they actually really mean is protecting our power and control. Democrats are a power-hungry party. That's all they want is power and control. This is why they love big government. They love government being involved in everything because an expansion of government is an expansion of their power. So what they see in Joe Biden is a threat to their power. And this is why they're scrambling to get him out because Joe Biden essentially is going rogue, right? He's rogue. He's off script, right? The same elites that helped prop up Joe Biden have now turned against him. And Joe Biden said, no, I'm not going down like that. I'm staying in office. This is going to destroy the Democrat Party, folks. Mark my words. I don't see how Democrats can recover because at this point, Joe Biden is not going down willingly. Okay, especially again, if the party elites are trying to push him out and he has contempt for them, he's like, you know what? I'll just let Trump win. Right? Whatever. Okay, I'll let Trump win and you guys can, you know, kick rocks. If you think that you're going to force me out after you propped me up to be in this position in the first place, it's fascinating. It really is. We're living in history, folks. And in real time, you're seeing the collapse of the Democrat Party. Okay, they are actively imploding, and it really is glorious to watch. It's like a slow-moving train wreck that you can't look away from. Right? You can't stop watching it because it's so glorious, right? And so entertaining. So, anyways, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.